I wonder if you're drawn to the unusual like I am. I was walking around the lake yesterday, nice sunny day, and on a promontory into the lake, there was sitting out there, I could see someone at the picnic table on their own. There was nobody else on that promontory. And she had what looked like, and it was, a computer screen in front of her. She was doing her computing. Of course, having the nerve and the courage I have, I walked directly in line to her and said, "Are you doing your computing?" Yeah. And fortunately, I have a friendly manner. She didn't, immediately rush off and jump into the lake or anything. She just chatted away. A young girl, I don't know, presumably in her early 20s. But people can be incredibly mature, can't they, at the most incredibly young age. And she talked happily, and I talked and chatted. I, of course, gave her a potted view of my life story, and Marshall being obsessed with himself. I tried to and I was interested in her story too. But it was such a blessing talking to her. She was new in the country, been here about 3 days, from England. She was from Farnborough. Well, of course, that absolutely made it for me, because my mum comes from Farnborough, Hampshire, Cove. And, well, we chatted away. It was a lovely conversation. 2 ages, that are poles apart. And yet, chatting to each other as if we've been friends for a long time. And I may well not see her again. But that's fine. I could let it go, even at the time. I, of course, left her my card and YouTube reference, so that she could track me if she wanted to, if she was led to, and I felt I'd put the blessing in her hand, and that's all I needed to do. I didn't need to necessarily, make some lifelong relationship, or eternity long. But I guess I did. Isn't that lovely? Look, what I meant to say is, when you see the unusual, if it seems a bit unusual to you, and not dangerous, of course, but if you, check it out. I do this when driving, there's so little of interest in New Zealand compared to, European cities and so on, where there's so much and so many people. And here there's so few people and so little, really, by comparison. You first think when you come from a place like England. I don't mean it's not lovely, of course. It's a good place. But I realise that if there's something unusual in New Zealand, it's best to stop and go back and check it out when I'm driving, and I do. And so often I'm blessed by doing so. There's much more there than meets the eye. Of a blessing, of a wholesome, lovely nature. And you might want to cultivate a way of living that does do that. It's like the kiddie, really, can be fascinated by something that's new and different and checks it out. Not too recklessly, I might point out, but do check things out. It may have got your attention for a good reason. Find out. Just enjoy what your Heavenly Dad is teaching you don't have to rush through life. You don't have to cram things in. Just enter into his teaching, his leading, your Heavenly Dad's lovely company. And you'll have a fun day, I was going to say. A lovely day. I'm not certain, but possibly every day. Bless you. Bless you. Thank you, Dad.